Welcome to Meta Tripping. Happy August, y'all. This reading is for the week of August 5th, 2019. The theme is Follow Synchronicities, again, which is the same theme that the month has. And the stone for the week is jade. The advice from Spirit through a pre-channel is to stay grounded and trust your gut. All right, so usually when we have Follow Synchronicities come through, the types of energies that we deal with are astral, and it is choosing the right way to go. So this usually implies that there will be shadow energies about, looking to kind of pull you back into old patterns and opportunities to move up into your higher timelines, miracle patterns, the patterns that are really in alignment with your authentic heart. So always doing heart healing is going to be, heart alignment, heart healing is going to be tremendously helpful when you're navigating things, so that you can avoid the astral pitfalls that come with giving into doubt or projecting fear. Because, you know, projecting fear is an act of creation. So this is a new moon phase, and it is really time for us to, you know, further our handle on this realization that what we're in, this I don't know, some are calling it a simulation, but whatever level we're of creation we're at, it is not fixed. It's not the end all be all. It's not all there is. There are higher levels. There are astral levels. I just saw a synchronicity 144, as it were. There are higher levels that influence what is going to be manifested here at these earthy physical levels. All right, so we have the opportunity this week to, okay, Spirit is saying to like see our way to the right paths that will like manifest the best life experience available to you, and those are higher timeline experiences. All right, ciao. All right, so I'm going to start off with Monday. Monday is a 1D to 2D focus. The self-care card that comes up is You Are Worthy. It's the second card in the Sacred Seed suit. So this is going very deep into you know, areas of yourself that are associated with beginnings, your belief in the positive outcomes of things when you're at like a beginning stage or even a renewal stage. For there to be a start from 1D to 2D, it can be, you know, it can be suggesting that these things may have to do with jobs, money, resource issues. Into 2D is, you know, where you work towards realizing your worth so that you can increase your comforts, you can increase your resting place. There's supposed to be, you know, you have spirit, but you're supposed to also have a vessel that's taken care of and fed and clothed properly and all of that, housed properly. So tomorrow, you know, there are energies available to compound to you that you are worthy. You know what I'm saying? The universe is taking care of you, and to stop freaking out, because this ascension process has a lot of us freaking out from time to time. But the way to maneuver this, and it keeps coming through repeatedly. That's how it's been anyways. This year, it just kept coming through repeatedly, these cycles that keep telling us like it's gonna be okay. Like your higher timelines like have been building up energy, and they're waiting to open to you, and some of you have begun to see some of these openings and rewards. So it's really just sit in that knowing, like sit in that knowing, like someone you trust told you that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because the spirit realm, the universe is trying to convey that with the synchronicities that come through. So follow synchronicities is important. You don't want to ignore higher spiritual assistance that is attempting to help you to avoid falling, you know, into bad patterns that are outworn and don't serve at all anymore. They don't serve you anymore. It's time to like step away from the fear expectation. So that's definitely a big thing to be working on. The energy that I'm getting around You Are Worthy, I mean, there can be definitely some shadow attempts at like, you know, kind of like, you know, a little bit of spiritual warfare, shadow attacks. So just guard against critical kinds of, negative criticisms, replaying negative things people have said, any negative things people might say. This is, if anything's trying to come at you, I'm getting, for a lot of it, it'll be trying to kind of come at your, at your head, like to get in your head. So just focus on what you're capable of, and that you're loved. You know what I'm saying? You're worthy. So you want to go back to everything that, or focus on everything that is verifying that for you, and allow yourself to receive, that show of value. That connection, that comfort bonding, the emotional bonding, and nurture your emotional and comfort bonds as well, with good energy. Step into worthiness, step into, picture, your highest intimate potentials, picture your highest domestic potentials, like anything that's kind of in that lunar realm, your intimacies, home, hearth, that kind of thing, like, focus on positivity tomorrow. Start early and raise that energy, because it's serving you. It's serving you at very deep levels, because we're moving upwards, and these situations are helping us to do so. But you want to keep going, like, with the flow, so you don't get caught like in another cycle and have to take this, earth class again, so to speak. I'm not talking about like having to be incarnated again, but I'm saying, like, you don't want to have to go through another cycle of this, I'm sure, any more than you need to. So, these are final wrap-ups where you can clear out the fear and you can move forward and you can move up into your brilliance. So I definitely advise utilizing the energies that way. Let me see if there's anything else coming up for Monday. Yeah, I'm getting, like, again, it's like some fear energies in the air. There really could just be a tension in the air. Spirit is saying to relax. Relax, let yourself flow, and be level-headed. And work with Moonstone. That's the advice that's coming through Spirit. It'll help you feel comfortable and situated, all right, in your own emotional energies. And great time to clear out. This is a great time to kind of challenge those patterns trying to rise up again and make you feel like you're not worthy. You know what I'm saying? By stepping into your worth. You know what I'm saying? And for water signs and earth signs, like, that is the goal for the month, is learning how to just switch over to reminding yourself that your true path is bliss. So if something's showing up that's making you feel bad or feel wrong, you know what I mean? It's something about that connection, or the way you're coming at the connection, or perceiving the connection, framing it, however, is not coming from a higher resonance. Because a lot of these situations, situations have potentials. Situations can be approached with a higher resonance to get a higher experience out of them. If you're shooting for a low bar with an expectation of the worst, like, you can surely attract it. So, watch your own projections tomorrow, and definitely don't let anyone be, in any way abusive of your emotional energies. I'm picking up a lot of reliefs in the evening, more clarity. Some of you feeling like going back to the drawing board energy, just for prevention, to kind of prevent certain things, to be a little more strategic with how you move forward. It's coming through Spirit, like, pleasant surprises. There are pleasant surprises that will be coming through tomorrow. Like, these are the things you follow the synchronicities, and, don't worry about the shadow. Let the shadow show you where you feel insecure, and then you go do that clearing work of that insecurity, and get closer and closer to your higher timelines by, vibing up. All right, y'all? Tuesday we have 3D to 7D energies. This is more so dealing with, like, solar chakra and crown chakra issues. The the quantum self-care card that came up is the accept yourself card. It's the fourth card in the sacred seed suit. So this is the area where you practice self-acceptance. I think a lot of you are going to be coming off of having confirmations and feeling supported from Monday's energies, actually. So it's probably where some of those pleasant surprises are coming from. And I think now it's gonna be a matter of orientation and opening to spirit. And I really think that's what's happening, is like that. I think we'll be dealing with like the self, and then kind of turning upward towards spirit for more guidance on this new way of approaching self, where it's like, okay, things can go well, or I can be supported, you know what I'm saying? I am worthy. Okay, so help me to understand what this path is like. I'm getting that as a very strong energy for a lot of people. A lot of support energy on Tuesday, a lot of support energy. So I'm thinking like a lot of you are probably going to be making the choices that lead you upwards to higher timelines on Monday, and or just dealing with the rewards of good work in the past towards raising your vibration. So start your Monday off as positively as possible. Like, just go find some binaurals, or you could start with some of the videos in the Ascension tools list that we have on the Meta Tripping channel here. You can listen to affirmation videos, just anything, motivational speakers, anything that's going to kind of help you orient your mind with the potentials for like your highest path. Like, you can have it. Let yourself have it. It's a decision for you to make. You know what I'm saying? So on Tuesday, yeah, there are a lot of feel good vibes. I think like even anything trying to rise up from shadow, or people who may not want to see others happy. I almost feel like spirit is kind of like causing them to have to deal with their own stuff. I think like Tuesday is going to be a day where you can see the forest for the trees, and you can move forward, and there's clear skies, and it feels like really good energy, which is wonderful. Because there has been, it's a post-eclipse season. There have been a lot of turbulent, scary moments, all towards a wonderful end, because we're able to clear out and get that much closer to our authentic selves. That's what this whole process is about, is getting those outworn projections that generationally were cast on our ancestors, and that that we have cast on ourselves through learning from our families, from early childhood experiences, how to frame ourselves a certain way. And if it's in a disempowering way, then it's very good that this happened, even if it wasn't easy, because at the end of it, you're shining, and you're able to accept yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're able to accept that you deserve, especially when you go through different trials and tribulations. Like, you're ready to enjoy the good life. You know what I'm saying? And feel like you deserved it and you've earned it. So, all of this is not for nothing. Moving on to Wednesday, there's 70 to 90 energy, and the quantum self-care card is accept the support extended to you. It's a 10th card. It's still in the sacred seed. So this is kind of where usually this is like crossing over certain bridges of courage, and kind of allowing yourself to be accepted by others, accepting support. It's 70 to 90 energy, so it's coming from that crown chakra, Aquarian-ish kind of vibe, and it's moving like upwards from there. So the vibes I'm getting around it are like, I'm getting like download energies like crazy. And this is, of course, before like the official Lionsgate day of 8/8, even though the Lionsgate energy has been present. So yeah, I think a lot of y'all are going to be getting calibrated. Just a moment. These energies they're a little abstract, which is not surprising with the 7D energy there. Yeah, I'm getting strengthening energies for sure coming through on this day. So like for some of you, there may be some acts of courage that are involved in believing in yourself and taking some leaps and moving in different directions. But it looks like at the end you're gonna be hella glad you did. So do that. Allow others to receive you. Allow yourself to be supported. Yeah, accolades, rewards can come through on this day, pats on the back. inspirations to keep going, that sort of thing. It's looking like a positive day, an encouraging kind of day. So just work with those energies, but standing in your self-respect, your self-identity, your authentic self. See if there's anything else I'm getting on. Yeah, it definitely, I'm picking up, it's a rewards day, it's a calibration day. So this is definitely, usually when this sort of things happens, if you're not astral viewing it or what have you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel the change in yourself, and you're going to see the physical manifestation of it, for sure. And it's also obviously something that can happen astrally. Moving on to Thursday, we have 4D to 8D. The 4D energy, and this is Lionsgate Day. The 4D to 8D energy that I'm picking up, I am picking up some kind of self-check energies. Just a moment. The Quantum Self-Care card is do what is good for you. Any situations where some of you are dealing with not being given your just due, any of those of you who have been dealing with that, this is a day where, just a moment, the 40 to 8D energy, it's like shifting gears. It really is shifting gears. I think like some of you are going to be tired of waiting for something you want, like from an insecure place, so to speak, from an insecure place of the heart. It feels like, just a moment. So Thursday, like the energy feels like, what could you be doing with your time that is more fulfilling? And I think like there are going to be a lot of people who are just, you're going to see, there are going to be some cross the street vibes. Like you're going to know what's good to walk into and what's not good to walk into. It's that kind of energy. And you don't want to do yourself a disservice by engaging with something that you feel really strongly is not good for your path. You know what I mean? So pay attention to your strong emotions on that day. As far as like the higher spiritual vibes that are coming through, a lot of this I think is what Spirit is saying. It's about discernment and positioning. You're going to land where you choose. It's what's coming through Spirit verbatim. So Spirit is like relaying, you don't have to have anxiety over that. A lot of it is going to flow naturally because a lot of work has been done. But for those of you who still feel shaky, the Spirit's going to be guiding you, and Spirit feels like you're going to listen. Like, because you've had enough run-ins with the wrong element is what's coming through. So a lot of these shadow situations that we've had to deal with have been teaching us, if you deal with something repeatedly, eventually your subconscious mind is going to protect you from it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to get good and tired. So that, that is another approach that is being used in this ascension process, and it's very obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's if you take a class 10 times, your subject. So I think Thursday, I think the energies are, I think I'm picking up like spirits observing, so guardian spirits observing, notes being taken, so to speak, like on the higher realms, like seeing where you're at. So whatever situations you're met with on Thursday, like get into your heart consciousness, Spirit is saying, and be true to yourself, and you'll do perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll do perfectly with the energy, because it's aligning you. And so this is important timeline energy. All right, so I'm being directed to move on to Friday, but possibly I may put up a Lionsgate video. I just finished the August video. I had to record it in 2 parts, and I couldn't do it on the same day. So I may be, doing more of an extended Lionsgate focus. So definitely, if you're interested, check your notification box. Well, you have to subscribe to check the notification box. So if you're interested in subscribing for future posts, then tick the notification box of how often you want to receive notifications. And then you should get a notification, if a video is posted for that this week. Friday we have 3D to 7D, and like Thursday, it's do what is good for you for the quantum self-care card. There may be some frustrations on Friday, but I'm picking up like missed opportunities for and Spirit is saying for 25% of you. So for those who aren't dealing with missed opportunities, there's some anxiety energy, a push to move forward and do things that are in alignment with your desires. Spirit is saying slow your pace a little, and know what's going to come to you. And knowing is associated with that's a 7D thing. It's a crown chakra thing all day long. That's a higher vibration of that kind of Aquarian mind, just knowing, clear cognizance. So step into that knowing. You know what I'm saying? Your just due is coming. You haven't been forgotten, and that's coming straight through Spirit. Friday's purpose, I guess, is to keep you upright, because there could be some spiritual attacks, and they may not be obvious. Spirit will be working to keep you upright. So again, remember, it's follow synchronicities all week. Pay attention to your, whatever comes through, special colors that come through, the 144 number, your angel numbers, whatever comes through that usually comes through when Spirit is talking to you. And then go on ahead and follow that, follow the train of thought you were thinking when the number showed up. If you were trying to make a choice and a number showed up, or a symbol, or a phrase that usually comes out when Spirit is speaking to you, you hear it on the radio or the TV or what have you, then now you know that that's what Spirit is trying to point you to, yes, that's the right direction, and work with it like that. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who deal with unjust energies at all that come up from other people, because that 3D energy can bring up power struggle issues, this is a day to just kind of decide how much you're going to take, and what you're going to do about whatever the situation is. This is a day to do that, to use your mind to strategize. You don't have to react. Yeah, Spirit is saying don't react, plan. All right, so anything that comes up that just isn't right, and you're realizing you got to back up from it, realize, we've been dealing with energies that are positioning us. So as you get into position, there are things that like to come up and try to throw us off and make sure that we're ready to walk through whatever gate, so to speak. Just saw a synchronicity. So yeah, stay standing on Friday. Stay standing. Don't let anyone get you goat. Any advice? Work with Jade on Friday. And Crystal, Spirit is relaying. And that can help you to balance your energies, because you might have to have a little patience. And Spirit is saying you can communicate, if you're dealing with someone potentially irrational, but communicate with a level head. So if that, I guess, what does that mean if you have to walk away? Yeah, Spirit is saying if you have to take some time to compose your words, then just do that. You know what I'm saying? And then have them have those words. You know what I mean? But do it with a level head. And do what is good for you. So this is a day where you're going to be assessing, what's really good for you here, what's really not. Saturday are 4D to 2D energies, and the quantum self-care card is to be honest with yourself. I'm getting from Saturday's energy reassurances. Definitely reassurances to help with any anxieties that this week may have raised. If there's a lot of female energy that I'm picking up, well, that makes sense, 4D to 2D. So yeah, so this is like, but it's like an emotional reassurance. It's emotional energy, that 2D, but like with the 4D there, it's like, you know, starting with that heart, you know, that sense of placement. You're going to be okay. You have a soul tribe. You have a spirit team. You have, you know, you got folk in your corner. Probably in all the realms, you know what I'm saying? So it's time to start realizing this thing is bigger than just what it looks like on the 3D level, and allowing yourself to accept the good, you know, like let it come in, and when you can be honest with yourself about what you need and what you're craving and where the deficits are in your life, then you can work with spirit and open to spirit to start healing that and filling those deficits and manifesting those higher timelines, you know. But we have to get out of our own way, and a lot of these situations that come up help us to realize where we've been dealing or nursing vulnerabilities, whether it's with addictions or whether it's with codependent relationships, which is another form of addiction, you know, masking, overworking, like that type of thing, where we've been masking things that we don't want to look at. And that's how going through these shadow periods where we've been going through these shifts in the ascension is greatly serving us, because we're cleaning out those areas so that we don't have these kind of like secret phantoms that can come up and throw, you know, like a best moment off when we least expect it. You know, because we weren't paying attention or fully listening to ourselves, or we didn't align with our true heart and got connected with something that may not be in our best interest, and now we have to deal with the aftermath. You know what I mean? So this is helping us to be, you know, when we say higher vibing, like people who are really in, you know, you have a certain degree of mastery over your life and you feel secure within yourself. And when you feel secure within yourself, that is felt by those that you encounter. You know, and it's easy for you then to connect more with people who can trust you. You know what I'm saying? Because you have self-trust. So I think that's a great affirmation to be working with, is I trust myself. Because when we're talking about wanting to have people in our lives that are trustworthy, we want to make sure that our first relationship, which is with ourselves, you know, is intact, because that's our magnetic blueprint of what we attract, you know what I'm saying, and what we project and convey. All right, y'all. I think there can be money opportunities on Saturday. Saturday can move a little fast for some of you. Just a moment, let's see what else I'm picking up. There could be a tendency towards introversion or wanting to stay in. That can be coming up, especially for those who need to do a little more emotional healing, you know, or wanting to really just connect with people that you feel close with, that you trust. Stepping out, yeah, it could feel like the world is moving fast, and it could feel a little bit disorienting for some of y'all. So, you know, this is a day that, like, just be honest with your feelings. If you're not feeling comfortable with something, then don't subject yourself to it. You know, that start, if you give to yourself, if you listen when your emotions are like, yeah, I'm not feeling this, you're going to attract people who listen to, you know, your vibes, and consider them and respect them. So self-respect, for us to receive self-respect, it starts with us. So we can't self-reject. We got to come out of that self-rejection. All right, on any level, and that this ascension is definitely helping us with that, whether it looks like it or not. It might seem like it's making us weaker, but really it's making us more honest about where our needs should be addressed, and needs that have been long, you know, and that we're talking about microcosm to macrocosm, like on an individual level all the way to societal level, where needs that can no longer be ignored need to be addressed. So that living can be a blissful experience, as opposed to one that is steeped in various degrees of shadow that's born of trauma. You know, on Sunday we are going to be dealing with 8D to 2D energies, and I think some of you are going to be getting like some very strong ideas to move on Sunday. The energy feels very aha moment, like you know what to do. So these can be some of the downloads that are coming through from some of the work that with the Lion's Gate, and some of the astral positioning, the choices and decisions you've made. So for some of you, it might be a matter of, okay, now you've got this idea, and now how can you connect it with the parties that it's intended for. And here, the quantum self-care card that comes up is I am worthy, which is dope, because when you think about it, you don't really have to spend an overwhelming amount of energy about who the receiving, parties are, or how they're going to receive you when you have self-value. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have self-value, you can now extend yourself without expecting rejection. You would be expecting pleasant connections. You know what I'm saying? And I think like Sunday is one of those. I'm getting like build up energy. It's a build up day where you're going to be able to let your shoulders like kind of, hang in a posture of empowerment. Walk with your back a little straighter. Trust yourself and kind of move. I'm seeing like moving efficiently and realizing how good you are at things, whatever, like assessing your skill set, realizing your strong points, realizing where you have like mastered your path. You know what I'm saying? So Sunday's energies are, kind of like look in the mirror, like, you know what I'm saying? You're pretty impressive. that's what's coming through, and it's an excellent and very timely energy to tap into. So any of you who deal with any lower vibrational stuff coming up, because I'm feeling like a lot of lower vibrational stuff is going to be suppressed by then on Sunday. Like it's not going to have any ground to stand on, so to speak. So anyone who just isn't in the right vibe, like really, I don't know that you can really be challenged in the same way as some of the days within the week before Sunday, like some of the challenges that might emerge. I think Sunday there's going to be, for a lot of you, a resolute, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good about this type of energy. So harness that energy. Deal with the positive affirmations as much as you need to. Even rock like this quantum self-care card, the second card that came up, I am worthy. Like, that's what it is. Or it's you are worthy, but it's like I am worthy is the affirmation that you would utilize on that day, and just build up that resonance more and more so that you can see it manifest in your timelines and in the opportunities that open to you and the connections that you make, which are actually positive and heart aligned. All right, y'all. Can y'all believe this reading happened in 32 minutes? That is amazing. So I don't know, for some reason I'm on point with timing this week, and it doesn't have to be that long, and you can all tune in and then go about your day, hopefully empowered, uplifted, and a little bit wiser about how to move in this ascension process. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you for being on this journey, for incarnating at such a time. Peace and blessings to all y'all. This has been challenging, to say the least, to have a wound laid on repeatedly, a deep wound laid on repeatedly. But you know what? Sometimes we won't do anything about something until we are made to, until we have absolutely had enough. And it looks like this is, one of the strategies that has been employed in this ascension process to help the planet get itself together, because the imbalance has been too great. The polarity has become too far gone, and it's time for a cleansing and balancing period that is going to usher in this new era that we see with Uranus and Taurus energy, and higher minded rootedness really is what I would say, what I would call Uranus and Taurus energy. And it's a 7-year process. All right, so doing the I am worthy work, and dealing with those affirmations and reminding yourself and proving to yourself that you believe you are worthy by making choices that are good for you is highly advised. All right, go for yours. Peace and blessings again. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great week.